Did that linger into the start, the way you started the second half, you think?
I thought that was a big play in the game, Rick. I think you're right. You know, we got a chance to tie it or go up one. We're down 5. Thomas makes a big shot. We got to give credit there. And then at the start of the second half, a couple stops. You know, Clemens gets it to the rim. They hit a 3. You know, just kind of snowballed a little bit from there. And then we got tentative a little bit, I thought, offensively. We had a couple guys open on back picks. You know, got deflection, run out. You know, I took a couple timeouts, I think, back to back pretty quickly. Try to settle everybody down.
Did it feel like that Texas game again, where you weren't scoring, but then the defense, they were scoring at will?
Yeah, but our offense really struggled there. I mean, you know, it was, yeah, they were scoring, but they got a lot of runouts because we turned it over.
Right.
I mean, a couple of, I wouldn't say unforced turnovers, but, you know, they just kind of had their hands in the passing lane and we coughed it up. And they got out on the break and finished. And, you know, they'll shoot the 3 in transition as well. I mean, you know, you give the team 12 threes, you have a tough time beating them.
Well, you know, you only turn over twice the first half, and then you turn over 5 times in 6 possessions, and that's it for the game.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you figure that?
You know, and the turnovers, you know, it was Gabe, it was Whitey.
Yeah.
You know, Whitey's usually pretty good. I mean, he had a, like I said, I'm standing right behind him when he hit the 1. Mike's wide open on the back pick, and he's trying to throw it to him, but he's staring him down, and kid made a good play. I give him credit.
What's the mood in the locker room? What did you say to him?
You know, what I would do in a situation like this is hold them accountable, okay? It's not all screaming and yelling. It's, okay, we didn't execute here. We didn't defend there. We weren't locked into the game plan here. And we got to manage the game a little bit better there. Now, I want to go after some guys individually who were involved in those situations to try to get them to understand. You know, I think Rick's right. It's a little bit like the Texas game in the sense that, you know, once the wheels started coming off, defensively we broke down, offensively we broke down. Maybe a little more offensively than defensively this game. But we had 9 straight possessions against Texas too where we didn't score. And I don't know what it was here, but at the start of the second half, we didn't have too many buckets for a while. And it makes it hard, you know, because the lead, you know, got to double figures pretty quickly.
We've seen the outside shots fall before, but right now they're in a slump, and it really cost you tonight. I mean, what's the confidence level right now with that? Or
you know, it's good to see Pete get going. I mean, Josh hit a couple. You know, kind of the game wasn't in the balance anymore, but at least he hit a couple. You know, Jared said to me, he said, "Coach, they all feel good." But he was sure on everything. It seemed to me. So that was tough because we need him. You know, he was kind of aggressive offensively, I thought, in the first half, which we want him to be. But we need him to score. We had a couple chances where we could have maybe gone up, you know, because we were down and we were down 8. We cut it, we tied it, and it was like up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3, that kind of thing. Could have given us maybe a lead at that point.
How do you, when a game changes so fast, like those first 6 minutes of the second half, you're calling timeouts? I mean,
well, the only
is it a
thing
helpless feeling? What do you do?
Well, there's only a couple things. You got to start pushing different buttons.
Yeah.
You know, you make a couple substitutions, maybe get energy, you know, go big, go small, press, don't press, trap, don't trap. You know, try to execute. You know, we were trying to go inside. You know, and we missed a couple of opportunities. And we turned it over a couple times, like I said, trying to feed the post, and then we got a little tentative feed the post. And we got to throw the ball inside. And even if we don't shoot, you know, it creates a double team. It creates, you know, everybody coming in. You can play in and out. And we were just a little bit too perimeter oriented in that stretch.
It looked like Woodbury had some chances in the paint, and either maybe too aggressive, or I don't know what was it that.
Well, the one time he fumbled the ball and then he kind of rushed it in the first half. That was a big play. You know, we got the ball right to the front of the rim. I forget what the score was, but I think it was a 1-possession game at the time. And yeah, he rushed it a little bit. I mean, he's having more success with his face-up jumper lately than he is, you know, certainly with his back to the basket moves. But you know, I thought certainly he did a great job on Niang in the first half, defensively. pleased with that.
How do you, and I know you're going into finals week and you don't have a game for a while, but how do you try to deal with this, get this taste out of your mouth and try to move this team forward?
Rick, I mean, I've been here before. I mean, you know, you have a great win, you have a tough loss. You know, it's no different. You go back to work. You break the film down, you hold them accountable, you don't kill them. You know, you're reasonable about it. And, you know, you got to encourage them. You got to get them believing again, because they clearly had some doubt tonight, I thought, believing. You know, we won't do much tomorrow. We're actually off the next 2 days because we got a bunch of time and we got finals coming up. But finals are very important, so we'll encourage them to focus there. We'll get some workouts in. We'll watch some tape with the guys, and slowly we'll bring them back.
Pete's been a guy that, you know, he had a really good game tonight. He's been coming along strong for you. Do you see his role? His role seems to be growing. Do you think he might move in?
Grow. I mean, he's a good player. He's an active offensive player. He's a threat offensively. He can make a three. He can make a pull-up jumper. He attacks the rim and makes his free throws. Defensively, he's way better than he used to be. He's battling defensively. And the other thing was, you know, his stamina was better tonight. So I was pleased with that. And so you could leave him out there for longer periods of time. You just have to yank him because he got tired, not because he wanted to.
What do you think Iowa State played without John Jones? Or how they adjusted?
I'll talk about how Iowa State played. I don't talk about people who didn't play. I don't think you should. They got a really good team. I'm very impressed with Fred's team and the job he does. They got a lot of weapons. You know, somebody asked me the other day, will you change anything? No, I'm not going to change anything. They got other guys they're going to put in there. I mean, Nader's a really good player. Dozie's a good player. Thomas is a good player. So they got other good players. That's what they did.